It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Hi, my name is Che Cowan, and I am a high school friend of Scotty's. We were in high school from first form to fifth form together in the same class. And, the thing about Scotty and I is that we had so much in common. My last name is Cowan, his last name is Cohen. I was challenged athletically. He was definitely challenged athletically. And we were both challenged academically. It was very often that you would hear, Cowan, Cohen, neither of you are coming back to Campion next year. Scotty was one of those guys, man, that just got along with everybody. Scotty and I, we got along so well, but he was the only person that I almost got in a fight with. And I say almost because when I was ready to throw the first punch, I thought about what his punch would feel against my face, and I just decided, I ain't doing it. I love Scotty. Scotty, every time we spoke, it just felt like we spoke the day before. It just felt like we didn't have to catch up. We just connected once we got together. And so today I want to leave you with a scripture. Revelation 21 verse 4 says, "And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away." And I just believe that right now that's Scotty's state. There's no more death, no more pain, no more sorrow.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
This is easily the most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my 50 years. About 42 years ago, I met a young man named Scotty Cohen. I'd just moved to Kingston from Ensom City. New environs, new people, and honestly, I'd never come across anybody like Scott in my life. He was a year older than me. So back in 1979, I would have put him, I believe, at 9. I was 8. And everybody who knows Scotty and knew Scotty back then knew that he had a voluminous vocabulary of bad words. Now, that's not something that I knew in my household. My parents certainly didn't allow me to do it. And they were not thrilled when they heard Scotty speak. But I think, like everybody else, they got to realize over time that Scotty was a man of principle, and that whatever his language and whatever his demeanor, he was a man who would stand with and behind you through all things. He was a big little man when I first met him. He's living with his mother and his grandmother, looking after Auntie Margaret, looking after his grandmother, safeguarding their honor. Scotty for me was an uncompromising fella. He had zero compromise in who he was or what he was, and I think that's one of the things I admire most about him, and one of the things I found most frustrating about him as well. The admiration comes from the fact that even at that age of 9, Scotty knew who he was, and he did not care what anybody thought about him. And that is something that he held and continued to hold close to his heart for all the time that I knew him. A friend that taught me how to persevere, because I was not particularly good at football. I didn't grow up in football when I was younger. And football was everything to all of us that grew up in that little neighborhood. He'd kick a ball with me when nobody else would select me for their team. He was my friend. In the end, that's what he was. He was my friend. I don't think there was anybody who was as tough as him. And the battles that he has fought in the last 10, 12 years would have broken anybody sooner. The only solace I take in as I look back and think about the memories that we had playing football until all hours of the night in the park at Hollywood, riding bicycles all over Kingston, climbing a mango tree in the summer, catching lizards and scaring the girls in the neighborhood. Those are some of the finest memories that I have, and honestly, I don't think that I could claim to be the person I am today without having known Scott Cohen. And I know, like, in my heart of hearts, that there are so many people who can say the same thing about him. Rest well, my friend. You're with Auntie Margaret now. And I know that the pain is gone.
Scott Craig Cohen. He was my best friend. He was my closest friend. I have known him since 1979. For those of you who don't know me, my name, some of you might know me as Alistair, some of you might know me as Craig, some of you might know me as Bugs. It all depends where we met. I met Scott in 1979 when my family moved to Hollywood Road. Scott lived on Hollywood Close. I am going to miss him dearly. Scott, when your mom passed away, when your dad passed away, I was there for you. Now that you have left us, I will be there for your daughters, for your children. I'll be there for Pia. I will be there for Dion. I will be there for Gabby. I will be there for Zoe, my goddaughter. I will be there for Maya. Rest easy, my friend. I will look after them for you. I will be there for them through thick and thin whenever they need me. Scott, whenever we caught up, I'd give you a call, you'd go, hold on a second, man, I'm on the road, let me pull over. Where you go? I'm on the road, I'm coming by, make sure you're ready. Scott, you're no longer on the road. Rest easy and take care of yourself.
So, when I was asked to do my part for a video tribute to Scotty, I was having trouble trying to figure out where to begin, because with Scott, there's so much history. Then I figured, just begin at the beginning and take it from there. So here goes. For those who may not know me, I'm Kyle. Scott and I met way back when we were both at Ligony Prep, at 5 or 6 years old, I think. We both lived close to school, were actually born a few days apart, and our mothers used to walk us to and from school and chat between themselves on the way. And that was the start of our friendship. I believe we even had a fight in prep school, as friends usually do. I don't remember who won. If I was to guess, well, anyways. I left Ligony Prep at about 8, not because of the fight though, obviously. However, after common entrance, Scott and I ended up in first form at Campion, and were in the same class for most of our time there. During our teenage years, we still lived close to each other, and got up to all the usual shenanigans teenage boys do, along with the rest of the close-knit Campion classmates and Scotty's Hollywood Close crew, whether it was hanging out in the Hollywood Close parks, sometimes chilling on the Hollywood Close Hope Road wall. We were often proverbial partners in crime. Next came adulthood, and we of course had to start doing the things adults do, like getting jobs and that other kind of boring stuff. But for Scotty, that also included exciting stuff, like having a couple kids and starting a family. Time won't allow me to get into all the awesome highlights of our 20s and 30s, but there was never a dull moment with hanging out with Scotty. And as everyone who knows him knows, whether work or play, music or dominoes, computers or parenting or t-shirts. Whatever Scotty did in life, he was always passionate and always gave it his all. Life, of course, has its ups and downs, and in more recent years, Scotty had to move to the US to be with his family and to work on treatment for his illness. Yet, through all the good times and tough ones, whether near or far, I'm glad that we'd still get together whenever we could to shoot the breeze, have a couple of beers, and play a few games of pool if possible. Scott, although the Key West flex we had planned for my recent trip to Florida didn't happen, I'm glad we still got the time to hang out for a bit as usual while I was there. Sincerest condolences to your family and other loved ones on your sudden passing. Rest in peace, bro. See you on the other side.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Boy, Scotty is probably the first, what I would describe as our best friend that has transcended. Yeah. Met Scotty through Jeremy. Yeah. Going to the voice or those, long periods of waiting, hoping to get voiced. And Scotty would come check Jeremy some of the time. Later on, Scotty was the go-to link for fix your computer. So anyway, through computer thing and linking him and and then just holding our vibes, going to check Scotty on the way home from work or whatnot, and being outside just chilling and seeing the antics of Blackie, the amazing puss, and the feats that he would accomplish fucking up some of the birds. Excuse my language. But yeah, and then it became a thing where, I became Uncle Swede rather. And they were a standing joke that anytime Uncle Swede come check them, guess what's for dinner? Yup, bully buff. As a matter of fact, I cooked some bully buff for Daddy last night, and he did whops it off too. But some of the times I needed to move, guess who was the Bredren that did rather for come help I, Similarly, when he was moving, I did chip in as well. That was the Hollywood times. Then there was a move round by Seymour, and I still have some pictures of that. Well, so much, run by Creef Road too. I mean, not that would ever link up at Misborough, everybody did. But around Creef Road, the pool thing, the pool game business, you understand? That was a regular link. Play some pool. We did both love the pool thing. The thing with Creef Road now is that the place Crossroad, Competania, had a pool table right across the road. Yeah, so a lot of time was spent there. And these things don't even scratch the surface, you know. It's a very jagged pill to swallow. We saw our fathers go through it. As you get older, one of the shake-up things is the more of your friends you're going to see pass. One thing is for sure, and it is that Scott was a definite bona fide. You get me? People have this cliche that you're around gone too soon. Well, brother, no time at all would have been long enough. You see me? I should have a lemonade to raise and toast you in this thing, but boy, maybe it just never occurred to me. You know, lemonade is what Scott and himself used to call a rum and coke with lime. But we used to say it like that, you know, it's lemonade. You will be missed, bro. You will be missed. Because a Bredren like you is not a common thing. Real. No bullshit, Bredren. One love, brother. I will see you on the flip side. Yeah? Bless up.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
A tribute to my Uncle Scotty. My Uncle Scotty, he was family to me, a father figure to me, a real uncle to me. And trust me, he was the realest, no cap. He was a real friend to my dad. They were brothers, forever friends I call them. He was a real dad to his kids, who became my cousins. And he was a real husband to my auntie Janice, who became my aunt. And she's a real superwoman. They were like my second family, and I love them all. Uncle Scotty, he took me in under his wings, and he treated me like one of his own. Both him and my auntie Janice. They both looked out for me. When I was younger, I remember every summer holiday I would spend at their house wherever they were living at the time, and they would always welcome me with open arms. And Uncle Scotty, he was always present, helping to take care of us. When I was younger, I remember every summer holiday I would spend at their house, wherever they were living at the time, and they would always welcome me with open arms. And Uncle Scotty, he was always present, helping to take care of us, giving jokes, laughing, and having a good time. It was hard being sad when he was around, to be honest, and I can never recall a dull moment being around him and my cousins. Beer vibes. One thing I know for a fact about my Uncle Scotty is that he loved being around his family and friends, giving jokes, making us laugh, and anyone that comes around him would know that he lived his life to the fullest, because he always had stories to tell, and boy were they funny. Lastly, I like to say Uncle Scotty is the kind of person that you'd want to have in your corner. He was a ride or die, he was supportive, and he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He would tell you like it is, bluntly and sarcastically, I might add, but with good intentions. The last convo I remember having with my Uncle Scotty was a while back, when he called to check up on me to make sure that I was okay, and I really appreciated that so much. He really cared and looked out for me a lot, and I'm just so sorry I didn't do the same as much as I should have. I still can't believe that you're gone, but Uncle Scotty, you will never be forgotten. You will live on in our memories and spirits, and let's not forget your Project 876 shirts. Continue to watch over us and sprinkle your joy from us from up above. May you continue to live in our hearts I pray that your passing will be a reminder to us all to cherish our loved ones more while they're here, and to remember, live, love, laugh to the fullest. We love you, Uncle Scotty.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way,
Yeah, we came a long way
from where we began.
You know, we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
The famous saying is, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Well, today we've all lost a part of who we are, because anyone who knew Scott knows that he helped to define a certain part of each and every one of us. Scott was the first warrior that I'd ever met. And as a matter of fact, our friendship started with us as warriors pitted against each other. Well, pagoda ball warriors, that is. For those who don't know, it's a game we played in high school, kicking a tennis ball around inside of a roofed gazebo-like structure. And later on, after school days, as we continued to grow, Scott was at the forefront again in his warrior stance, fighting so many battles that we are all in awe of. He lost his parents very early in his adult life and had to become a man much faster than the rest of us did. And while we were still trying to complete our studies or figure out what we wanted to do with our lives, Scott was already running a household, grinding in the workplace, breaking new ground, learning new skills, and earning his own living. He also started a family way before all of us, which earned him the proud nickname Father Scott. All in all, he became a man faster than we all did, and he set the pace for us to follow. Scotty was fearless, he was unashamedly frank in his expression, and his version of brutal honesty was much more than most people could manage. And as the saying goes, he did not put up with foolishness from anyone who crossed his path. I would like to think that the fighting spirit in my own personality is due to a large part because of my friendship with Scotty. He took on so many challenges and always had so many pots on the fire. His work ethic was enviable and his spirit indomitable. He never backed down from a challenge, and he was nobody's fool. But at the same time, he was incredibly caring and loyal to those who were close to him. Whatever help or support you needed, he would go all out, whether you were family, a friend, or even just a little brethren in the link. I mean, Scotty ate big, he drank big, fought big, lived big, and loved big. A big man with a big heart to match. And he was our big brethren, our general, and our friend. Scott was indeed the first warrior that I ever met. He taught me how to use strength and show resilience. I mean, he also taught me how to properly drink rum and to play dominoes. The former which I passed with flying colors, but the latter of which I still have a lot to learn. But most importantly, he taught me that no matter what, never to give up the fight. Keep it moving, keep growing, keep evolving, keep living. And for that, I thank him and I honor him. Scotty, you're still the only real warrior I've ever met. And like all real warriors, you have not fallen, but instead you have risen, and you still live inside me and inside all of us. Bredrens in this life and the next, we will miss you. Walk good, Scotty, and see you down the road again one day, my friend.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone.
Scott Cohen. I'm here to talk about him a little bit. My condolences to all his family and his loved ones. Scotty was my first road manager. We used to call him Scotty. Met him through a mutual friend and management at the time. So the first couple of years were, me and Scotty finding out the ropes of how this thing go. because it was brand new to me, traveling and touring, and it was also brand new to him. But with everything, you could always rely on Scotty, whether it was to, you know, help you fix a computer, whether it was to just go up on a par and have a good time and tell some jokes. You know, with that being said, Scotty was, you know, someone very special to me. We have been friends ever since that, kept in touch ever since that. You know, he's been through quite some trying times with his health, and so for right now, I am just giving thanks that he's out of that misery. As I said before, condolences to his family, you know, his wife Janice and the kids. Well, that's a good one. We just want everyone right now to remember Scotty in the best way that you can, because he was always a positive person, even in dark times, as I remember being on the road with many early crazy times that happened. And he was always a strength and somebody I could look to for help. So right now we just want to help send him off in peace. Thank you for all you gave us, Scotty. And I know you see you again, bro. Big up yourself.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. See you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I see you again.
We've come a long way,
Yeah, we came a long way
from where we began.
You know, we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see